Hi guys, I thought I would get on here and I've decided to pull tons of books off of my bookshelf down in our home library because over the years I know I've done my research on different books for my children to read over the years for assigned reading, and I thought I need to share what my children have read over the years and in what grade they read these different books. And then just so you know, children, they typically start reading really well around third grade. Now, I would say that is a child who is an advanced reader. Most children's reading doesn't take off until about fourth or fifth grade. And I say these things for those children who do not have issues with learning or any other disabilities or things going on with their reading. But I know I've done research over the years. I follow different people on all sorts of different social media platforms to pick out different books for my children to read. And I thought I would share that with you guys over the past years, what my children have read. And so this intro will be on those subsequent videos, but I thought that I would get on here and let you know I have piles of books right now on my dining room table, and I can't wait to share those books with you. Hi guys, I'm going to go over the independent reading that my oldest read while he was in fourth grade during the school year of 2020 to 2021, and hopefully this gives you some ideas if your children are around the same reading level or grade. But to give you an idea, this year my oldest was going through Master Books America Story 2, so we picked out a lot of books around the people, places, and events based around that history because he really enjoys history. And I also really like to find some deals on books because as homeschoolers, saving money just really helps. So I buy books off of thrift books, eBay. I look on Facebook groups, Facebook Marketplace, and even on Marketplace, I even look in local groups, and I found really good deals on different types of books. So this is what my oldest read in 2020 to 2021 in fourth grade. So we have Simone Bolivar, The Liberator by Frank de Verona. And then the Who Was series, Who Was P.T. Barnum by Kirsten Anderson. Shoes for Everyone, a story about Jan Maltzinger by Barbara Mitchell. And this is by The Great Horn Spoon, The Gold Rush Adventure by Sid Felshingman. And if I mispronounce any of the authors, please forgive me. And then we have William Wilberforce, God's Politician by John Holtzman. And we have The Imagination Station, Book 22, Freedom at the Falls by Marian Herring. Another Imagination Station, this is book 23, Terror in the Tunnel by Marian Herring. And this is The Story of the Monitor and the Merrimack by R. Conrad Stein. And then the Who, What Was series, What Was the Battle of Gettysburg by Jim O'Connor. And then we have Lincoln, a photobiography by Russell Friedman. And then Who Was Clara Barton by Stephanie Spinner. Who Was Abraham Lincoln by Janet P. Pascal. What is the Presidential Election? And this is by, it doesn't say on the front who this was by. And then we have another Imagination Station book 24, Rescue on the River by Marian Herring. The Perilous Road by William O. Steele. The True Story of Harriet Tubman, Freedom Train by Dorothy Sterling. Another Imagination Station, book 12, Danger on a Silent Night by Marian Herring. And we have Turn Homeward, Hannah Lee by Patricia Beatty. Let's see, George Washington Carver, Man's Slave Becomes God's Scientist by David Collins. Helen Keller by Margaret Davidson. The Terrible Wave by Martin Dahlstedt. The Story of Thomas Alva Edison, Inventor, The Wizard of Menlo Park by Margaret Davidson. And then back to the Who, What Was series. What Was the Great Chicago Fire by Janet B. Pascal. Who Was Annie Oakley by Stephanie Spinner. Sing Down the Moon by Scott Odell. Who Was Sitting Bull by Stephanie Spinner. The Imagination Station, Book 18, Trouble on the Orphan Train. Who Was Ulysses S. Grant by Megan Stein. Old Yeller by Fred Gibson. Shades of Grey by Carolyn Reeder. The Mapmaker Chronicles, Race to the End of the World by A.L. Tate, and this is book 1. And then, let's see, a couple books that I did not have. I don't have books 2 and 3 of this, but it's the Fizz book series. There's 4 of these books. This first one is Fizz and the Police Dog Tryouts, book 1. Book 2, and then book 3, like Show Dog, Jewel Thief, and then this one is Fizz and the Handbag Dog Napper. So, yeah, my youngest read these during the summertime, so that's why I don't have all of those other ones there. So, I hope this gives you an idea of what your children could be reading around the 4th grade level, or this reading level, if it give you some ideas. So hopefully that helps you guys to come up with books for your children to read for their personal reading, and I hope you guys have a great rest. Hi guys, so this wraps up this little mini series that I put together, and where I went back years ago to show you what my children read at different grades and ages. And I hope this gives you guys some ideas of different books you can assign your children for their personal reading, no matter what reading level they're at or what interests that they have, but gives you peace of mind of what books that you can pick out and have them read. And I hope this has blessed you. I know that whenever I do my research and picking out books for my children, I always try to research as much as I can and find different people whose children have read them or they've read the books for themselves and listen to reviews and everything. But if this has really helped you, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and then I'll know that you guys are wanting to see more content like this. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day and happy homeschooling.